Good morning, everyone. It's about go time. So we will enter from the west side of Cooper Arena and exit in the center on the north end. So we'll get your show started here in a moment with the futurity class. First, from that, I would like to introduce Lily Stocksdale from Plain City from the Ohio State Fair Junior Fair Board. She's got a few announcements.
Hi, my name is Lily Stocksdale, and I'm a part of the Ohio State Fair Junior Fair Board. That means we have a unique role here at the fair, helping out with all the unique opportunities and events here at the fair. So if you ever get lost or you need some good food recommendations, just find us in the blue polo shirts, and we'll be sure to help you. Now on to the show.
Thank you, Lily. All right, let's start our show. Bring those futurity cows from our milking Shorthorn class into the ring. In our futurity class of our Milking Shorthorn show, second place goes to Scott and Tammy Zimmerman with Scotch Pride, It's a Licorice. And winning the class is David Eads with Morlog Miser Cassie. Judge Smith.
A really nice futurity class to start out our Milking Shorthorn show with this morning. This cow that is winning the class wins it quite handily for me today. She definitely has the style, balance, and the best udder in the class. A really beautiful 2-year-old to win the futurity. She excels over the next cow just on that overall balance and size and scale, a little more overall body capacity, but it really gets down to the udder. You like the way the teats come off of the fore udder a little nicer. And also her fore and rear teats both hang a little more plumb, a bit higher at the top of her rear udder attachment, just more cow all the way through. The second and third cows are a little closer for me. I admire both of these cows. There's some similarities as far as they're both very correct in the frame. I prefer the udder, especially the fore udder, and the way the fore udder blends into the teat on the one side, on the right side of this cow in second. I will grant the cow in third is a little taller, longer kind of a cow. And it is that dairiness and angularity that carries her over the cow that's most stale in the class. I do like the strength of the cow, the roan cow that's coming in fourth, but she just is carrying a little too much weight to get her any higher today. But I prefer her overall strength and capacity to the very mature cow that I think probably has some future down the road.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our futurity class of our Milking Shorthorn show and your programs, David Eads was first with Morlog Miser Cassie. Dennis and Rebecca Headings was fifth. Weissway Farms was third. Scott and Amy Zimmerman was second in the class with Scotch Pride, It's a Licorice, and Robin Alden was fourth. The award for the Ohio Milking Shorthorn Futurity was donated by Morlog Milking Shorthorns, Darby View Farm, David Eads and Family, and Morgan Eads and Family. Thank you for their sponsorship. We will now show our junior 2-year-old Milking Shorthorns. I would like to introduce our judge this morning, Miss Sherry Smith. Sherry and her husband, Neil, live in Glenford, Ohio. Sherry's an independent dairy nutrition consultant with Cows Come First Consulting Group and the Ohio 4-H Dairy Program Specialist, where she enjoys coaching the Ohio State 4-H dairy judging teams. Sherry's a proud alum of the Ohio State University and a member of the dairy judging team. She and Neil own brown Swiss and Jersey cattle and raise heifers at home. She's shown cattle most of her life and has had a number of Brown Swiss All-American nominations. Sherry has judged across the United States and was the associate judge for the Brown Swiss show at World Dairy Expo in 2014, as well as judging both junior and open Brown Swiss shows at the North American. Let's welcome Sherry Smith to our show this morning. In our junior 2-year-old class, second goes to Robin Alden with Alden C. Thistle, and winning the class, David Eads with Wide Open Anecdote. Judge Smith.
A nice pair of junior 2-year-olds. His first red cow is just a little bit fancier, definitely a lot cleaner cut, more desirable stage of lactation as far as her angularity. A cow that is much cleaner throughout. A cow also that I like the texture of the udder better. Just a really pretty cow from the standpoint of showing a little less cake or meatiness to her foreudder, but certainly don't want to take anything away from the really strong roan cow that we talked about earlier in the futurity class. You do like her strength and width, and also a cow that looks like she is milking quite well.
Again, in your place in our junior 2-year-old class, in your programs, Robin Alden was second with Alden C. Thistle, and winning the class, David Eads with Wide Open Anecdote, now showing senior 2-year-old milking Shorthorn. In our senior 2-year-old class, second place goes to Scott and Tammy Zimmerman with Scott's Pride. It's a licorice. And winning the class in first junior is Top View Farms Aubrey Top with Ms. Alexa Cyride Ariel, Judge Smith.
Certainly a really beautiful cow here to win the senior 2-year-old class, a cow that has that great combination of a nice straight lined frame with a gorgeous udder. I love the height and width of that rear udder. She easily handles the second place cow. The rest of these cows we saw out in the futurity, so I didn't spend a lot of time over analyzing them, but this really nice dairy cow that comes in here second, I will grant she is a tad bit cleaner than the cow that's leading the class. She does handle the third cow just on the way she blends in the udder. She also has a little bit more overall pop or width to that rear udder when you see her from the rear view. 3/4, again, just a much stronger cow, a lot more frame, a lot more mature look to her. I also prefer the seam and ligament and the way the teats hang on the rear quarters.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our senior 2-year-old class, the first entry was the futurity winner, so not shown in this class. First place then goes to Top View and Aubrey Top with Ms. Alexis Cyride Ariel, also first junior. Dennis and Rebecca Headings was fourth. Weissway Farms, Henry Weiss was third and second junior with Weissway MD Justy Queen. And second in the class was Scott and Tammy Zimmerman with Scott's Pride Lita's Licorice. Now showing our junior 3-year-old milking Shorthorn. In our junior 3-year-old class of our Shorthorn show, the winner is Sabrina Papadak with Catapop Legion Lizzie. Judge Smith.
Just the one entry for the junior 3-year-old class, but a beautiful dairy cow. You love the dairiness and angularity of this cow the whole way through. Really a cow that's got a great quality to her udder. In addition to that, like the width to the rear udder, certainly like the seam and the way the teeth hang on that udder. A nice cow for this class.
In our junior 3-year-old class of our milking Shorthorn show, again, the winner was Sabrina Papadak with Catapop Legion Lizzie. Now showing our senior 3-year-old milking Shorthorns, which will be followed by intermediate champion. In our senior 3-year-old class, the winner is Top View Farms Mackenzie Top, also first junior with Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol. Judge Smith.
Another single entry in the senior 3-year-old class, but certainly a cow that definitely grabs your attention with that side profile. Just a really pretty uphill run, a hard-topped kind of a cow with just loads of balance and a great udder to go with that. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Again, in our senior 3-year-old class, first and first junior was Top View Farms Mackenzie Top with Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol. We'll now show for intermediate champion of our junior show. Showing for intermediate champion from our senior 2-year-old class, first was Aubrey Top with Ms. Alexa Cyride Ariel, and second junior was Henry Weiss with Weissway MD Justy Queen. And also showing from our senior 3-year-old class, first junior was Mackenzie Top with Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol.
three really nice quality cows in contention for the junior show intermediate champion today in the milking shorthorn breed. Certainly three nice quality individuals to pick from. I really love the bookends of these. We've got the senior 2-year-old and the senior 3-year-old that are the most in contention, obviously. And I think they're both really nice cows. But for me today, if you want to go ahead and bring that senior 3-year-old forward, she will be the intermediate champion. Just a cow to me that stands out as far as a little bit cleaner cut. She does have the maturity advantage today over the first calf, obviously first calf senior 3-year-old, or senior 2-year-old rather. And I'm going to give her the advantage of levelness to udder floor. I think there's a whole lot of promise coming in this 2-year-old cow. She just probably needs to get a little bit more milked off, but what a beautiful height in which the rear udder on that for a young cow. And then obviously the honorable mention cow will be our second prize, senior 2-year-old. Congratulations. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Intermediate champion of our junior milking shorthorn show is the winning entry from the senior 3-year-old class of Mackenzie Top, Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol, and reserve intermediate champion is from the senior 2-year-old class, the entry from Aubrey Top, Ms. Alexa Cyride Ariel. Congratulations. Showing for intermediate champion of our open milking shorthorn show from the futurity class is David Eads with Morlog Miser Cassie. From our junior 2-year-old class, first was David Eads with Wide Open Anecdote, and second was Robin Alden with Alden C. Thistle. From our senior 2-year-old class, first was Top View PC with Ms. Alexis Cyride Ariel, and second was Scott and Tammy Zimmerman with Scott's Pride Lita's Licorice. From our junior 3-year-old class, first was Sabrina Popadak with Catapop Legion Lizzie, and from our senior 3-year-old class, first was Top View Farms with Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol.
not large classes out here for the intermediate group of cows that we have, but certainly we got some great quality, I think, to pick from for overall intermediate champion of the Open show. I pulled out the Futurity cow. It's a senior 2-year-old, and then our first prize senior 2-year-old from the class, and the senior 3-year-old cows. And all of these cows are fine, and I think have fine futures ahead of them. I really love the angularity that we have on the Futurity cow, the overall style that she has. Beautiful switch, too. I love the tail on that cow. This senior 2-year-old that won her class, that udder is spot on. I mean, if she gets just a little bit more time to get some belly to her and milk off a bit more condition, she's going to be really a tough booger to handle later on. This senior 3-year-old, just again, a beautiful balanced cow, a cow that just grabs your attention for her overall style and hardness of lines and correctness overall. And I think all three, everybody that's watching these cows probably has their favorite pick. But for me today, we're going to pull out that senior 3-year-old. She's going to be our intermediate champion. A cow I think is more on today as far as I love the foot and leg. She does have that advantage in the way she handles on her rear feet today over the Futurity cow that will be reserve. I also prefer her as far as her front teat placement. Two beautiful cows that fit together for me in the way they're styled as far as depth of rib and cleanliness. Not to take anything away from the honorable mention that will be our senior 2-year-old. I really love to see her in the next month. I think she's a cow that's got an awful lot of come to her. But congratulations to the senior 3-year-old and the Futurity cow for our champion, intermediate champion, and reserve.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Our intermediate champion of our Milking Shorthorn show is the entry from the senior 3-year-old class, Top View Farms with Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol. The reserve intermediate champion is the Futurity winner of David Eads, Morlog Miser Cassie. An honorable mention goes to the senior 2-year-old of Top View PC with Ms. Alexa Cyride Ariel. Congratulations. Now, following some pictures, we will show our 4-year-old milking shorthorn cows. In our 4-year-old class for our milking Shorthorn show, second and first junior is Topview Farms Mackenzie Top with Buckeye Knoll Bentley Peony, and winning the class is John Elizabeth Nader with Ryden Acres Happy. Judge Smith.
Three really nice quality cows in this 4-year-old cow class. And this first cow is just recently fresh, so she isn't quite on the money as far as her overall conditioning today. But she is a beautiful frame cow, and I love, she still has that great seam through her udder. She is a freckle bit better on the right side of her forudder attachment, and just more total cow and frame. I love the side profile of that cow. She is a little nicer the way she handles on her rear feet and legs than the extremely milky cow here in second, but it's a close placing because of the stage lactation. The second cow is a little crisper, a little cleaner all the way through today than that cow, but I don't think I can fit that cow that I got in first into the second hole and make that flow very well. The second cow moves into that third cow real nicely. She has some mammary udder advantages, particularly the way the teats hang on the front quarters, the overall length of the forudder attachment, and her overall advantages in total frame.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our 4-year-old class of our milking Shorthorn show, first was John Elizabeth Nader with Redden Acres Happy. Second and first junior was Topview Farms Mackenzie Top with Buckeye Knoll Bentley Peony. And third and second junior was Topview Farms Mackenzie Top with Grandview Peyton Heidi. Now showing our 5-year-old milking Shorthorn cows. In our 5-year-old class, second and first junior is Topview Farms and Mackenzie Top with Mill Creek Secret Lilac, and winning the class is Sabrina Popadak with Catapop Catapult Livy. Judge Smith.
A nice pair of 5-year-olds, but this first cow has the advantage in stage of lactation. Just been milking a little bit longer than the cow that's just recently fresh here in second. Has that seam more nailed into that udder, a little more udder quality all the way through. And I prefer her rear feet, just a little more depth of heel, maybe handles herself just a little more freely today. Really beautiful side. You love the uphill run, the hardness of top that we have, the overall total frame on this speckled cow. Just needs a little bit more time. She is more correct in her slope from hooks to pins, lower in her pins than the cow that we're winning the class with today.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our 5-year-old class, Sabrina Popadak was the winner with Catapult Livy. And second in the class, and first junior is Top View Farms of Mackenzie Top with Mill Creek Secret Lilac. Now showing our aged milking shorthorn cows. In our age cow class of our milking shorthorn, first junior is Rising Star Farm and Lexi Scott with Out of the Ashes DJ Bossy. And second is David Eads with Jules CM Wild Bell. Judge Smith.
I think a really close placing here, and there's probably some reasons to start on either side of this particular class. Both these cows, this 6-year-old cow, maybe just for me, I like the teat size and shape a little bit better. I also like the way she moves, particularly out through her hooks, pins, and in the thorough region. She does keep her pins down a little more ideally. She's a bit wider cow up through the chest floor today than the 8-year-old that's coming out here. But what a beautiful forward cow here. I really love the way the forward and the youthfulness that she has. She is a little tiny bit cleaner than the cow that's moving out at first, so it makes it a really close placing for me here today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our H-Cow class, the winner and first junior is Rising Star Farm, Lexi Scott with Out of the Ashes, DJ Bossy. And second in the class is David Eads with Jules CM Wild Bell. Now showing for senior champion of our junior show. Showing for senior champion of our junior milking Shorthorn show from class 10, the 4-year-old class is Mackenzie Top, Buckeye Noel Bentley Peony. And the second junior is also Mackenzie Top with Grandview Peyton Heidi. From our 5-year-old class, first was Mackenzie Top with Mill Creek Secret Lilac. In the H-Cow class, first was Rising Star Farm, Lexi Scott with Out of the Ashes, DJ Bossy.
A really nice group of cows here for the junior show senior champion. I think it gets boiled down quite quickly for me between the 4-year-old and the aged cow. Obviously, we had a pair of 4-year-olds and the 5-year-old that's just recently fresh out here to select from. And I think the pair of those cows, the 2 red cows on each end, are really fairly close for me today. But I'm going to go ahead and go with this 4-year-old cow and make her, I have bad timing since she's in the middle of that. Make her our senior champion. To me, just a little more veining in the fore-udder, maybe just a little more udder texture quality to that udder. I like the way she moves on her feet when she decides she wants to go. A bit better than the aged cow, but I think they're 2 cows that fit together quite nicely. I will grant that the aged cow is maybe a little nicer right over her top line as far as overall hardness of top, but I prefer the udder maybe a bit better as far as the veining up the fore-udder. Very close placing between the 4-year-old and our aged cow. For honorable mention, we'll pull out that second prize 4-year-old and make her our honorable mention of the senior champion junior show today. Congratulations.
Senior champion of our junior milking Shorthorn show is the winning 4-year-old of Mackenzie Top, Buckeye Noel Bentley Peony. And reserve senior champion is the age cow of Lexi Scott, Out of the Ashes DJ Bossy. An honorable mention to the second place 4-year-old of Mackenzie Top, Grandview Peyton Heidi. Congratulations. Showing for grand champion of our junior show. The intermediate champion is the senior 3-year-old of Mackenzie Top, Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol. And the reserve intermediate champion is the senior 2-year-old of Aubrey Top, Ms. Alexa Cyride Ariel. And our senior champion of our Milking Shorthorn show is the 4-year-old of Mackenzie Top, Buckeye Knoll Bentley Peony. And reserve senior champion is Rising Star Farms, Lexi Scott with Out of the Ashes, DJ Bossy.
We had a really nice cow show here for our juniors, the Milking Shorthorn breed today. Let's give them a big round of applause. I'll try to put a little more ceremony into the selection for overall grand, and we'll tap out the grand, reserve, and honorable mention in that order, and show your appreciation, and then I'll talk about them a little bit. Again, a really nice cow show out here for the juniors, and I think some really fine quality winners. This first cow, the roan cow, the 3-year-old that was our intermediate champion, just sticks out for me as far as being on the money today. She's such a pretty cow as far as her overall style, and got a great mammoth system to go with it. Not to take anything away from our reserve champion, I love the future that we see in this senior 2-year-old coming right behind her. Just a beautiful, beautiful udder. Needs a little more time to get that rib and cleanliness to her, but I really think she'll be fun to watch going forward. I like the future of those pair of cows, and I'm going to keep them ahead of this 4-year-old for honorable mention. but certainly, again, a great quality cow. I love the milkiness, the overall quality to that udder. And our age cow, again, fits with that cow quite nicely today. 4 great quality cows for this show. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Grand champion of our Junior Milking Shorthorn show goes to Mackenzie Top with Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol. And reserve grand goes to Aubrey Top with Ms. Alexa Cyride Ariel. An honorable mention goes to Mackenzie Top with Buckeye Knoll Bentley Peony. Congratulations. We will now show for senior champion of our open show. Showing for senior champion of our senior milking shorthorn show, open milking shorthorn show. From the 4-year-old class, first was John Elizabeth Nader with Redden Acres Happy, and second was Topview Farms with Buckeye Knoll Bentley Peony. From the 5-year-old class, first was Sabrina Popadak with Catapop Catapult Livy, and second was Topview Farms with Mill Creek Secret Lilac. And from the age cow class, First was Rising Star Farms with Out of the Ashes DJ Bossy, and second was David Eads with Jules CM Wild Bell.
For senior champion of the Open Show, a really pretty lineup of Shorthorn cows for this. I've seen some of them out here in different combinations for the junior show already, so it's hot out. We're not going to waste a lot of time on pulling out our overall senior champion of the Open Show today. So congratulations. I will go ahead and tap them out in the order that I want to make them and talk about them. Again, a really nice group, and even though our first prize four-year-old is a little bit fresh, just 10 days fresh, I think she looks pretty darn good. You love the frame on this cow. This cow is going to be only getting better as she goes. Beautiful udder. She's got the crease back in there really well. Just needs a little time to get the rest of that condition off, but I think a cow that definitely is deserving of the honor of being our senior champion today. Followed easily with our second prize four-year-old, a cow we've admired in the past for her milkiness. She is a really clean dairy, open-ribbed kind of cow, and follows that first prize four-year-old quite closely. And then I pulled out our age cow. We're going to give her the advantage of maturity. She is more correct down over our top line than our 5-year-old cow. I like the way she keeps her pins down just a little bit nicer, and she's again, has that advantage of a few more calves, and you really like the quality that she has all the way through. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Senior champion of our Milking Shorthorn show goes to the winning 4-year-old of John and Elizabeth Nader with Redden Acres Happy. The reserve senior champion is second place 4-year-old of Topview Farms Buckeye Knoll Bentley Peony. An honorable mention to the age cow Rising Star Farm, Out of the Ashes DJ Bossy. Congratulations. We will now select our grand champion of our Milking Shorthorn show. Showing for grand champion, our intermediate champion, the senior 3-year-old of Topview Farms, Buckeye Knoll Clancy Pistol. And the reserve intermediate champion was the futurity winner of David Eads, Morlog Miser Cassie. The senior champion was the 4-year-old entry of John Elizabeth Nader with Redden Acres Happy. And reserve senior champion was also 4-year-old of Topview Farms, Buckeye Knoll Bentley Peony.
Again, a really nice group of cows out here for the overall champion of the Milking Shorthorn Open show today. And I think great quality from top to bottom and a really nice show. Thank you. I know it's hot out and a lot of these exhibitors have done a great job of getting these cows ready and looking their best. So congratulations to all of them that have competed today. I'm going to go ahead and do the same we've done before, tap out the champion, reserve, and honorable mention in that order, and let's please give them a big round of applause and we'll talk about them. Going to stay with a pair of young cows for our overall champion and reserve of the Open Show, Milking Shorthorn Show. Just on the money, both of this pair of cows. Beautiful cows as far as their cleanliness, angularity, bloom, just pretty udders on all four of the cows that were out here for the championship round. I'm going to give best udder to the 2-year-old that would be grand champion. It is one of those. That is part of what got her there. To me, I prefer her udder just a smidge. I'm being really nitpicky. I like the front teeth, the way it hangs off of the udder, just a wee bit nicer. She's got a little more shape to the rear quarters today than the futurity cow. But the futurity cow edges out the 4-year-old that was our senior champion just on being crisper, a little bit cleaner and more angular, being seen at a better stage of lactation than the just recently fresh cow. You just really love the overall frame of the 4-year-old cow. So we named her our honorable mention today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Grand champion of our Milking Shorthorn show is also intermediate champion in the senior 3-year-old entry of Top View Farms, Buckeye Knoll, Clancy Pistol. And reserve grand champion was the reserve intermediate champion and futurity winner of David Eads, Morlog Miser Cassie. An honorable mention went to the 4-year-old of John and Elizabeth Nader with Redden Acres Happy. Congratulations. We will now begin our Milking Shorthorn Heifer Show with our spring heifer calves. in our spring heifer calf class of our Milking Shorthorn show. Second is Doug Caldwell with Caldwell Rachel. And winning the class on first junior is Topview Farms Mackenzie Top with Topview Paris. Judge Smith.
A really sweet calf to start the March calf class out with. This heifer just wins for me quite handily. I really love the style, the correctness of this calf, all the way from her nose down through her foot and leg. A heifer that blends a little more smoothly all the way through and has an advantage in strength, though the second heifer that's made quite similarly. I like the way this second heifer is made as far as her cleanliness and angularity. Also, she's very, again, correct all the way through. Not quite as wide, especially when you get up to that chest floor. I just like to add a little bit more oomph to that heifer to see her any higher today. I did move this red heifer into third. To me, she follows the same kind of pattern that we got in the first pair of heifers in that overall correctness. She keeps her tail tucked a little bit nicer. I think she handles a bit better as far as flex on her hock when she's moving. I really like the style of this fourth calf. She just got that tail wanting to pop up today, but you do have to grant that you like the size, the scale, and length and stretch of this next pair of heifers. They're just not quite as smooth blending up through the front end. Fourth over fifth, though, she does handle herself more correctly from the rear view. She's a little wider in the hock. Fifth over this next April heifer in sixth, just on size and scale and overall length and stretch. The April heifer's not quite as clean, hasn't had as long to kind of grow out of that baby chub yet, but a nice group of heifers all the way down.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In your spring heifer calf class, entry 717 was ninth. Entry 715 was third. Topview Farms and Grant Top was also the second junior with Buckeye Knoll Poster Girl. Winning the class in first junior was entry 718, Topview Farms and Mackenzie Top with Topview Paris. 711 was eighth, which was a change of number. 712 seventh, 714 fifth. Second in the class was entry 713, Doug Caldwell with Caldwell Rachel. Entry 710 was sixth, and 716 was fourth. Now showing our winner heifer calf. In our winter heifer calf class of our milking shorthorn show, second is Top View Farms and Grant Top, also second junior with Top View Peppa. And winning the class in first junior is Brianne Workman with BGC Teeter 1549. Judge Smith.
I told them to go slow when they came around the last turn there, and this heifer actually was listening. She thought it meant stop. A nice class of winter calves the whole way down. This first heifer, there's some things I really love about her. She definitely has some good eye appeal when she's wanting to move. I like the width and strength that she has. She has a bit of an advantage in overall size and just body capacity and oomph to her front end over the heifer that's in second. But I do love the shoulder on that second heifer. That second heifer's got a gorgeous front end. She's so dairy, so angular, and she does have that advantage over the heifer that's winning the class today. That pair of heifers definitely has a huge advantage over the two larger heifers that I pulled in here in third and fourth in that cleanliness and angularity. This third heifer I juggled around a little bit. Just a really correct heifer. You can't really fault her on too much of anything as far as her overall correctness, straightness, the top line. Just definitely needs to back away from the feed trough a little bit in order to be seen any higher and get a little more belly and openness. The third heifer, though, is more correct from hooks to pins. I don't know that that ever gets better, so that's, well, I guess if you got a Swiss and she goes up in the front end a little bit, she might settle in a bit, but definitely an advantage in slope, ideal slope from hooks to pins on third over fourth today. I love the fifth roan heifer that's coming. A really correct little heifer, but I just want to make her so much longer from end to end. She just kind of gets swallowed up by those larger heifers in the class today.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our winter heifer calf class, Top View Farms and Grant Top were second and second junior with Top View Peppa. Lauren Almsey was third. Scott and Tammy Zimmerman seventh. Delaney and Riley Oliger were fourth. Weissway Farms was sixth. Brianne Workman was first and first junior with BGC Teeter 1549. And Seth Stuckey was fifth. Now showing our fall heifer calves. Yes. In our fall heifer calf class, second in the class is Top View Farms with Top View Pocahontas. And winning the class in first junior is Top View Farms and Mackenzie Top with Top View Lavender. Judge Smith.
Kind of an interesting class, a really good quality class of fall calves, and there's some different styles out here that took me a little while to decide which direction I wanted to go, whether I wanted to go with the tall, long, really correct heifers, or that next group down there that really have that openness and daringness rib to them that aren't quite as big or correct. I'm going to go ahead and stay with this top three group as they are, because to me they're all similarly made heifers. This first heifer, just a bit bigger all the way through, a little wider, and also just a smidge deeper. I did juggle the second and third heifers because when you get them in line, you do have more width of chest in that second heifer, and she fits just a little bit better, even though maybe the cleanliness advantage might go, and it's really very small differences in cleanliness. But I do also like the way the second heifer tracks on her rear legs just a bit better, a little more width all the way through. Then we get into this group of really nice, deep, open-ribbed heifers. Maybe the top three heifers, again, just have a bit more length and stretch. They're a little more correct in the way they handle themselves on their rear legs than the next pair of heifers, and also in their rump. They keep their top lines and rumps just a little bit more correctly. But I love the rib on the next pair of heifers. The fourth heifer really does have an advantage in springer rib, depth of rib, and openness of rib over the heifers above her. A November heifer here that there's an awful lot of things to love about the heifer in fifth. I think she's probably a comer in the group, but she doesn't always want to keep her pins down. Every now and then she can kind of give you that look where she puts her pins up just a smidge. But she does have the width advantage and also the strength through the front end advantage over the next really balanced heifer that's very similar to that group up ahead. And some heifers down the line that just have a little more condition to compete today.
Thank you, Judge Smith. And your fall heifer calf class, your milking shorthorn show. Robin Alden was seventh. Top View Farms was second with Top View Pocahontas. Top View Farms won the class and Mackenzie Top with Top View Lavender. Sabrina Papadak was sixth. Top View Farms PC was third. And second junior, Elena Top with Top View Badger All In. Chloe Lake was 11th. Karen Bodie 10th. Natasha Gruby 8th. Next one was scratched. Wyatt Halderman was 9th. David Eads 4th. Robin Alden 5th. And the last entry was moved to the junior 3-year-old class. Now showing our summer yearling milking shorthorn heifers. In our summer yearling class, second is Charlie Weiss and Weissway Farms with Weissway Slate Quartz, and winning the class, Leanne Arena Hessler with RF Tanbark Storm. Judge Smith.
Really pretty heifer to start the class. She's a heifer that's handling the best of the heifers here in the top three. Just a real hard-topped heifer, a nice deep open-ribbed heifer, and I just like the way she keeps herself together at all times. She has that advantage in just showing herself off better than this next heifer. The next heifer is not one that caught my eye right away because she just kind of wants to do her own thing. She's in heat out here today. But when you really get to breaking her down, I really like the strength of this heifer. This heifer's got a lot of width up to her chest. She's very correctly made, really all the way through. Handles herself better. I like the set to her leg a bit better. She's a nicer, thorough placement, less set than this really extremely stylish, clean, angular heifer here in third. But that's a very close pair. I just prefer the legs and maybe a bit more strength and oomph in that second heifer over the third heifer today. Third over fourth, just on conditioning and overall size and length, heifer that is cleaner cut all the way through. This fourth heifer, nice made heifer, very correctly made heifer, but just not quite as clean and tall and long as the heifers above her on down the nice class from top to bottom.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our summer yearling class, Glenridge Farms is fourth. Weissway Farms was second, and Charlie Weiss was first junior with Weissway Slate Quartz. Michael Bodie was fifth. Leanne Arena Hessler were the winners of the class with RF Tanbark Storm. And Topview Farms was third, and Aubrey Top was second junior with Topview Detroit Flame. Now showing our spring yearling milking shorthorn heifers. In our spring yearling class, second is Weissway Farms and first junior Charlie Weiss with Weissway Mix Swirl, and winning the class, David Eads with Morlog Cyride Rose. Judge Smith.
A really handy winner for me. These heifers doesn't happen very often. They all came in the right order for me in the spring yearling class. This first heifer just sticks out. So you love the size, length, and stretch of this heifer. Just a really pretty made heifer all the way through. She has the advantage in more ideal conditioning than the heifer in second. The heifer in second I do admire. You love her, the Springer rib, the whole overall body capacity that she has. It is that takes her over the heifer in third. Just a little deeper rib, a little deeper in both fore and rear rib than the nice, correctly made red heifer coming in third. Third over fourth, just so much more openness and a little bit stronger topped kind of heifer than the red heifer that's coming in fourth.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our spring yearling class, Scott and Tammy Zimmerman were fourth. David Eads was the winner of the class. Morlog Cyride Rose. Weissway Farms was second, and Charlie Weiss was first junior with Weissway Mix Swirl. Next entry was scratched. Topview Farms was third. Mackenzie Top was second junior with Topview Stargazer Pansy. Now showing our winter yearling, Milking Shorthorn. In our winner yearling class, second is David Eads with Lazy M. Damon Luck, and winning the class is Delaney and Riley Oliger with Heavenly Sombrero. Judge Smith.
Really nice group. There's only 3 winter yearlings, but all of these heifers are really nicely made. This first heifer, it just got that bit of extra advantage and having a little bit more depth of rib, a little bit more openness of rib. Extremely pretty heifer here in second also. I think a really nice close pair because when you get them in there side by side, I like the uphill run of the second heifer a bit nicer. The overall length and stretch of both of these heifers is really good, but it's from the side view, the depth of rib that really grabbed me on that first place heifer today. Second over third, just more heifer all the way through, a little bit more natural openness of rib, just a bit cleaner right out over hooks and pins today and a little wider at the hock, but 3 nice quality heifers for this class.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our winter yearling class, in your programs, the winner was Delaney and Riley Oliger with Heavenly Sombrero. Top View Farms was third. Mackenzie Top was first junior with Top View star Patty. David Eads was second in the class with Lazy M. Damon Luck. Now showing our fall yearling milking shorthorns. In our fall yearling class, second is Weissway Farms and Henry Weiss with Hardcore Spider-Man Mina, and winning the class is Top View Farms PC with Aubrey Top, Lazy M. Liam Zapp. Judge Smith.
Definitely some eye appeal in this first heifer in the fall yearling class today. A heifer that keeps herself together at all times, really nice, hard-topped kind of heifer. Heifer that's very correct on her rear feet and legs. That's really the main thing that gets her over the long stretchy heifer here in second is she just tracks so much nicer as far as set and handles them a little bit nicer. She's just showing herself off a bit more superior to the heifer in second. Love the length and stretch of the heifer in second. She's very clean and angular all the way through, and it is that angularity that places her over the heifer in third. A nice, strong made heifer in third. She's also pretty correctly made all the way through. Just not quite as clean boned and clean throughout as the heifers above her, but I do like her overall depth and body capacity.
Thank you, Judge Smith. In our fall yearling class, third is Rising Star Farm. Second and second junior is Weissway Farms and Henry Weiss with Hardcore Spider-Man Mina. And winning the class and first junior is Top View PC, Aubrey Top with Lazy M. Liam Zapp. Now showing for junior champion of our junior show. The Junior Milking Shorthorn group are selling a raffle tickets for a wagon. Please see them for a raffle ticket over on the far side of the arena in the purple shirt. They will help you out with your raffle tickets. Showing for junior champion of our Junior Milking Shorthorn show from the spring heifer calf class. First was Mackenzie Top with Top View Paris. Second was Grant Top with Buckeye Knoll Poster Girl. From the winter heifer calf class, first was Brianne Workman with BGC Teeter 1549, and second was Grant Top with Top View Peppa. From the fall heifer calf class, first was Mackenzie Top with Top View Lavender, and second was Elena Top with Top View Badger All In. From the summer yearling class, first was Charlie Weiss with Weissway Slate Quartz Queen, and second was Aubrey Top with Top View Detroit Flame. From the spring yearling class, first was Charlie Weiss with Weissway Mixed Swirl. Second was Mackenzie Top with Top View Stargazer Pansy. From the winter yearling class, first was Mackenzie Top with Top View Star Party. And from the fall yearling class, first was Aubrey Top with Lazy M Liam Zap, and second was Henry Weiss with Hardcore Spider-Man Mina.
Really nice bunch of heifers out here for the representation of our Milking Shorthorn Junior Show today. Let's give them all a big round of applause. So I've pulled out the March calf, just a calf that was in her class that just was really a heifer that I love. The side profile, she's so dairy, so angular, just a really, really pretty calf. Then our fall calf that was in a really competitive class. There's just so many things to like about the size and overall correctness of this heifer out here today. And then we pulled out the summer yearling heifer that was also in a very competitive class. She was second prize in the open show, so I love the depth of rib heifer. I like the balance of that heifer and the overall dairiness. And then a pair of fall yearlings out here that definitely represent the breed well, I think. Really admire both of these pair of heifers. I love the correctness and balance of the first prize one and the overall length and stretch of the heifer that was second to her in class. I think there's several ways that you can go out here. I'm going to go ahead and tap out my champion, reserve, and honorable mention in that order, and let's give them a big round of applause and appreciate it. I think there's several ways you could go out here, but when it gets down to these heifers, these older heifers I think, definitely need to have consideration because it's just harder to get them out and get them looking right. And I love the balance of this heifer. She's just spot on as far as her overall correctness. I think maybe a freckle cleaner than the fall calf, but you definitely got to admire the size and correctness. I think that's a pair that fit together real well. You can argue them out with me because I definitely like both of these heifers pretty doggone well. And I think they're an awesome junior champion in reserve. For honorable mention, it was a little tougher, but I think the calf of the one that I take home, I really love the dairiness and the style of this little baby out here. Not to take anything away from that summer yearling and the second prize fall yearling, but this calf's just got a lot of sweet come to her as far as how she looks today, and I think she'll keep on going. So that'll be the trifecta for the junior show, junior champion. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Junior champion of our Junior Milking Shorthorn Show is the fall yearling of Aubrey Top, Lazy M. Liam Zapp. Reserve junior champion is the fall heifer calf of Mackenzie Top, Top View Lavender. An honorable mention to the spring calf of Mackenzie Top, Top View Paris. Congratulations. Now showing for junior champion of our Open Milking Shorthorn Show. Showing for junior champion of our open milking Shorthorn show. From the spring heifer calf class, first was Top View Farms with Top View Paris. And second was Doug Caldwell with Caldwell Rachel. From the winter heifer calf class, first was Brianne Workman with BGC Teeter 1549. And second was Top View Farms with Top View Peppa. From the fall heifer class, first was Top View Farms with Top View Lavender. And second was Top View Farms with Top View Pocahontas. From the summer yearling class, first was Lee and Arena Hessler with RF Tanbark Storm. And second was Weissway Farms with Weissway Slate Quartz Queen. From the spring yearling class, first was David Eads with Morlog Cyride Rose, and second was Weissway Farms with Weissway Mix Swirl. From the winter yearling class, first was Delaney and Riley Oliger with Heavenly Sombrero, and second was David Eads with Lazy M Damon Luck. And from the fall yearling class, first was Top View PC with Lazy M Liam Zap, and second was Weissway Farms with Hardcore Spider-Man Mina.
Again, some really nice heifers out here for the championship run for the Shorthorn show today, and I think there's a lot of quality in the ring out here, both over in this group, as well as some of them that are left along the ringside on this side. And I think there's some really nice things to like about each and every one of them. I pulled out the fall calf that was out here earlier for the junior show. Again, an extremely large heifer. You love the strength and correctness that this heifer has in overall size and scale. The heifer, the summer yearling I've got in here behind her, I have for this just really supremely stylish. She definitely had a tough class out there, and you love the top line, the overall openness of rib that this heifer has. And the spring yearling that is one of them I was looking forward to seeing what she looked like out here in this championship round. Maybe just really has some things that grabbed my attention. I like the size, the overall, the height on the heifer. She's just so dairy and clean and angular. Love the depth of rib on the winter yearling heifer. Just really a strong, deep open-ribbed heifer. And then we talked about the fall yearling earlier out here in the junior show as far as her overall correctness and width. I think it's tougher, obviously, to pick out the winner in here, and you probably all have your own opinions. I know just from being a judging coach how many different opinions you can get, and they aren't all wrong. We just have to argue them out. So I get to pick which one I like the best today, and I'll give you some reasons afterwards. Again, I think there's a few ways you could go and still talk them. There's obviously some things that each and every one of these heifers I think are awesome about. And this spring yearling can give you some really, really awesome looks and some that I want to change her look. But this doggone heifer is just so clean and angular. She was one of them, like I said, I was looking forward to seeing when she came out here in the championship round. And she's got such a nice, dairy, angular head to her. That's what kind of gets her for me over the fall yearling today. It's just a little bit cleaner cut all the way through. Love the width of the fall yearling. And I'm going to stay with that fall calf for honorable mention and slide her in there because I think she fits so nicely with the fall yearling today. It was really close for me for honorable mention, obviously. I love the winter yearling and the depth rib. Just didn't like her legs quite as well. And summer yearling, same thing. So I stayed with the ones that were maybe just a little fuzz more correct in their rear feet and legs today. Congratulations. Thank you so very much for bringing out such really nice heifers and cows today.
Thank you, Judge Smith. Junior champion of our open milking shorthorn show is the spring yearling of David Eads, Morlog Cyride Rose. Reserve junior champion is the fall yearling of Top View PC, Lazy M Liam Zapp. And honorable mention is the fall calf of Top View Farms, Top View Lavender. Congratulations. We will now show our junior best three females and breeders herd. So have your breeders herd close by. If you're going to do it, get your junior best three in the ring, please. One additional announcement, our premier breeder and exhibitor for our Milking Shorthorn show is Top View. Congratulations.
For the best three females, I think they sort quite logically out here for me, and we're just going to point and talk since they don't. It's hot and it's the end of the day, and they're in the reverse order. So the group to my far left is going to be the winning group in this class. Just a lot of uniformity, a lot of red or blue ribbon power. I'm sorry, in that class. I do like the maturity of the group that's in the middle. But just a little bit higher placings on the group that's on the end. They do kind of overwhelm the group of smaller calves on this end, and also have that advantage in overall strength today. So good. I'll spit it out here. Congratulations to these three fine groups of best three females.
Junior best three goes to Top View. Congratulations.
Just a single entry to wind up the day with Dairy Herd, obviously an awesome group of cows and heifers to represent the breed, and they will be the winner of this group class. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Smith. The winner of the Breeders' Herd is Top View. Congratulations.